Hello people, it's Poet and we are checking out Jurassic World Evolution, just launched. Now, I'm going to be doing this as a first look, though I gotta say, one of the first most beautiful, they think about YouTubers, they think about content creators by adding in a setting like this to mute licensed music. And if you check that, you can see that they have the cinematic music, but I can mute that, specifically that track, and tracks like it, so that I can create content for you and, do that good thing. So that's a beautiful thing. Thank you, Jurassic World Evolution devs, for that. Let's check out new game.
May I say welcome?
Oh,
my name is Dr. Ian Malcolm. You may have heard
Ian
of
Malcolm.
me. Well,
Jeff Goldblum.
correction, you should have heard of me, especially now that you're here.
I didn't expect a voiceover by Jeff Goldblum. I didn't expect, actually, any of the licensed characters to appear in this. In Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, they actually didn't use the real actors for the voices, so that was kind of a pleasant surprise. Jeff Goldblum showing up. I can't seem to go into this area at all, so there are building limitations. I'm trying to kind of get a feel for the scale here. It looks like that's pretty well it. Yeah, I can't go far beyond this mountain here. Looks like kind of a crater here. So this is kind of it for now, but it's just the tutorial. Let's check it out. Let's see what we can do. Construct a Hammond Creation Lab. It is giving me $3.1 million.
Create dinosaur facilities on the islands we call the Five Deaths. Actually,
Nice.
Las Cinco Muertes, because Spanish is the lingo of choice around here.
Yeah, as I can clearly tell, everything's in Spanish. Okay, so he wanted a Struthiomimus. Looks to me like we can also create a Stratosaur, Edmontosaur, Triceratops, but very much like Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, it looks like we actually have to do some digging, some exploring, some DNA extraction to find the core DNA of these dinosaurs before we can create them. Before that, we can create them without flaws or things like that. Seems we can modify the genome too. I don't know how much we can get into this, but lifespan, cosmetics, unknown, and unknown. So those are things that we're going to have to, I suppose, find later on, but I assume there's going to be some kind of a... It would be wise if this game had a battle system. Just going to throw it out there. Okay, so very much like Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, this game too has what they're calling an expedition center, which will allow you to send out dig teams across the world in search of dinosaur fossils. The first step towards acquiring dino DNA. So exactly the same. Well, this is a pretty easy mission that he's given us. I assume that these are very much like in how Jurassic Park Builder or Jurassic World the game, you get little side missions that essentially help you build your park while also giving you some kind of a benefit. In this case, it gives me $1 million and some storm defense station, which I assume is going to protect the fences and the people maybe and everything else from when there's a big storm. If this is anything like Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, storms will happen and they will be fierce. If you don't have some kind of a storm defense, the dinosaurs could escape, cause destruction, and so on and so forth. It causes it to be very dirty. He's given us a very easy mission in this case, our very first mission. Acquire 50% genome of Edmontosaur. Piece of cake. As far as the graphics go in the game, it is visually very stunning. You've got... just the zoom in can get you almost a dinosaur level. And then I assume... Yes, look at that. Look at that. It's so immersive. You right click and it just like flows in. The camera is one smooth pan. There's no choppiness. It's got the lens flare and everything that it would need. The problem was when I first started recording this, I started out on a GTX 970 in this PC, and right away I could tell that there was some choppiness to the game. Even before I entered the game, when I was in the menu, when I looked at the credits, it was a distinct choppiness. So I went ahead and I threw a GTX 1070 Ti into this PC, and now it runs smooth as silk. So it does have a pretty fierce graphical requirement, but other than that, I mean, it's totally worth it. I have it on the ultra settings, and it's absolutely flawless. I love it. The controls are also very intuitive. I feel like I didn't read any tutorial on how to use the controls. I have played games like this before, so I mean, it's pretty obvious what you need to do. Middle click pans the camera around. Right click is just like the directional keys, but I prefer the WASD. You can zoom in, zoom out, and of course click things with the left click. It's very, very basic. There's nothing to it. It was all very easy to pick up right away, no effort. Even just connecting them to power and things like that, connecting the path for power, that's something that's pretty basic in all of these kinds of games. The control room in the game shows you things like finances, how much money you're bringing in, how many expenses you have, what's your typical profit per minute. The more dinosaurs you have, the more profit you get, and pretty well things like that. You can also check out your current contracts if you have any contracts, reputation with your different department heads, which is a really cool way of tracking just where you want to be and what missions you want to get to. Very much like Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, this does seem to have some kind of a star system to tell you what your rating is. In Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, 5 stars meant game over. Like 5 stars, you're done. You've succeeded. You're good to go. Whether it's the same in this or not, hard to say. But it seems that way since we're just starting out with half a star. There are only 5 stars total. It really makes sense that 5 is you won. That's the victory. I also had to go ahead and mute the voices of the characters, at least for this first look at the game, because the dialogue is so incredibly long. I feel like that's going to be a sort of a problem once I've played this game more than once. If I'm playing it for the second time, if I just kind of want to skip over all of the very basic dialogue and things like that, it seems like that's going to be kind of a pain in the butt, that I'm going to have to listen to all this babbling that the characters do. It's very wonderful for the first experience. I can say that for a fact. I love hearing the characters from the movie in the game. Wonderful. But having to hear them again and again and again, that's not something that I think that anybody will really appreciate after the fact. So we'll see how that goes as well. Now, the INGEN database does show a total of 42 dinosaurs in the park. I don't know if more are going to be added. I don't know if this isn't showing me everything. I don't know if hybrids can be created with some of these creatures. For example, I see that might be a T-Rex, that might be a raptor. Can I combine them into an Indominus? That's not showing up on this database, so it's hard to say. Very much like JPOG, you can actually choose dig sites around the world. You can see that I've got Portugal, we've got Horseshoe Canyon Formation in Canada and Dinosaur Park, Hell Creek, Lance, Morrison, some classic ones that we've seen in the Jurassic Park Operation Genesis game. And I know that if I want to get Edmontosaur, I need to go to Canada, and it actually does show me right there, Edmontosaur in Canada, Horseshoe Canyon Formation. Looks like it does show species for all of these, except for the ones that are locked. But look at all the ones that are locked. Crazy amounts that we can unlock. Oh man, yeah, this is going to be great. Here we are in Grand Theft Auto. You can actually see that we do have the ability to drive around in some of the vehicles to explore our park. So in this ranger mode, I can actually explore the park, check out the dinosaurs firsthand, just like JPOG. I can actually go into camera mode, again, very much like JPOG, and take photo of some of the species that we've got, like so. And just like JPOG, you can actually submit those to magazines to generate income. Very, very funny that they still have that aspect of the game, but I do feel like it is sort of an important aspect of the game. I'm happy that they did that. I should be able to just let those guys go. Ah, yes, okay, so if I just let them go, looks like they will. Oh my goodness. They will return to base, but in quite an amazing fashion. It's pretty obvious that as a spiritual successor to Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, as a great dinosaur-related park simulator, similar to like Planet Coaster or any of those other kind of building games, SimCity and so on, City Skylines, this is an awesome entry. It's very polished right from the get-go. No complaints. Even the weather looks really cool. I'm going to really enjoy playing this. I hope you guys look forward to the series that I'm going to be having with this. And we'll see you guys in Jurassic World Evolution. Bye-bye.